nice. It looks very theatrical, just from outside. I promised Daniel I would try to use one of my series of 300,000 drawings to sort of just generate a couple of drawings, maybe a dozen or two drawings. But then at the same time I thought it might be nice to sort of also, maybe before I do that, to make a phone call. And because it occurred to me that it might be an interesting idea to see what it would sound like to sort of speak through the vessels. What kind of echo and sound is sort of, I guess it's a musical instrument, I'm sure that's a possibility, but oops, I don't know how to use these things in spite of it being the daily occurrence.
What do you call it?
I'm calling my love of my life, but I don't know if she'll appreciate it at the moment. So it would be nice to see if this could be recorded onto a machine to see if the sound of the echo. I kind of was thinking it'd be just the idea of the space in which we, you know, something trying to be sort of philosophical, thinking that the voice, whoops, it's a message machine, unfortunately, but so I'm going to leave her a message at least. Hi, darling. Just wanted to sort of say hello. I guess it's sort of on camera, the performance. And I wanted to test out this chamber feeling using the bowls that Daniel Rothbart has prepared and seeing what the sound, what the reverberation might be when you speak into a vessel of this sort. And I was saying to the other people here that I was imagining that it's this idea of the first thought that I thought about in using this vessel was the feeling of being a cave person and sort of communicating inside these environments or spaces that I'm somehow using Daniel's primal feelings or shapes and putting myself into his world or his environment and seeing how the voice reverberates in that. That's sort of a metaphor I was trying to imagine. So I can hear myself in a certain strange way when I talk into the vessel, probably with a different sound. Like actually, I can hear the different sound as well with a different chamber. So who knows what that means? How much space we exist in terms of our feelings and our voices and our sounds. Well, goodbye, darling. Thank you. The other thing which I tried to do is to create a series of drawings, as I've mentioned to some of you. I just like to use a bunch of, I haven't done this in a while actually, but I do have about 250,000 drawings, some of them a little bit more sophisticated or elaborate than just scribbling or color. And the work began sort of in different ways at different times, kind of as a compulsion, traveling and feeling frustrated or wanting to somehow create visual notes, and sometimes I would use food or the lunch or anything I could fine. If I'm in the park or walking the streets, rub the papers onto the sidewalk, or there's a kind of frenetic, just impulsive desire to just keep doing, maybe using my time and my feelings and my energy, and not to sort of try to decide what I'm doing, what is it that one kind of creates, and to go back to them. So I thought I would suggest, I was talking to Daniel, that I would just kind of, I guess it sort of does remind me a lot about just wanting to do it without trying to be sort of judgmental. And one of the things that I really liked about making the work is that I could kind of sometimes I could sort of course, talk to myself or just think. Usually, I think most of us, our cases, we're in a studio and we have the music going. But I like it best when I don't really spend half an hour or an hour just looking at a work and trying to imagine what I could have done or what I should be doing. So I think part of it has something to do with just doing things without thinking, and then without too much discussion or whatever. And I imagine that these things, once I get a little bit more relaxed or comfortable, I could actually have conversations as if you're all in my bedroom, and even if I'm making love with somebody, it's sort of, I think there's something very, so personal and so intimate in that private moment when we're trying to be creative, and yet the irony of wanting to share it at the same time, because it's a very solitary and lonely process. And I'm not sure what I'm talking about or what I'm doing, but I kind of have learned from this process of wanting to discover something special about myself or all of you, and I guess something, it's sort of about sharing those very, very private and secretive moments. And oh, there she goes. Got the message. Well, we'll have to. Isn't that the? I don't know. I'm not sure I want to get into that. So, one of the things I sort of think might be, I think it's really about, the irony when I did the 250,000 drawings, and I still do occasionally as, whenever the situation, grabs me, but is that I'm never really able to go back to any significant amount of drawings ever. It's like, do I want to spend another couple of months looking at every piece of paper and trying to sort of, be infatuated with something or question or wonder, oh, is this something that I like, or what does this mean, etc. Obviously some of this, what I'm doing right now, feels a little bit self-conscious, a little like, what am I really doing? But I kind of like the idea of feeling somewhat relaxed and personal, and to sort of break this barrier. I was a little worried when I came in. I said, "Wow, this is like a real formal presentation. I'd rather we all sat down here on the floor and we all talked and drew and shared that experience a little bit more intimately." I think that's part of, at least, how I would like to interpret a lot of these things. So I'm going to leave it at that.